third ban here for KT Rolster has me pretty interested because Closer's been spamming Corki in solo queue a lot. He has played
early Poppy ban here. Bit surprising versus Pyosik. Not really a Poppy specialist, even though it is strong in the meta right now. Glista, LeBlanc, and Kali.
See that as your first pick come through. Might see the Milio ban here on red side in this
Renata
slot. Ticking down. That's the expectation.
Could be Milio. Oh, so Milio and Renata are both up this draft.
Yeah, but a target and
KT was very surprising. Yeah, I know they won, but keep in mind who they're playing against. Okay, Orianna first.
So even with the Azir open, even with a Corki pick for closer, doesn't care. We saw Orianna was banned in both games in the first series.
See what the response is here, because you've got Milio open, you've got Varus open.
Thank you, Everblue, for your tier 1 subscription. I appreciate it.
Pressure going. Varus is so strong right now. He's got so many great items that empower him in this meta, and getting bot prio with all the engaged champions in the game right now is pretty insane. We'll go for Renata here, which is decent for lane, but also will offer him some additional protection.
KT is not in my heart anymore. Now they're filthy with Pyosik and Barrel.
Might be looking towards here as Deft. Going back to potentially an old favorite here in this Ezreal, we weren't huge fans of how it worked out last game. Trying to potentially compete with some of this poke of the Varus.
Competing with the poke, as Wolf is saying, but also just being able to maneuver around the Renata.
If it's Deft or Ruler, we'll let him play Ezreal. Everybody else is like, oh, you know, there's some other names out there. Now Udyr gonna make
strong front on poke here with the Corki.
So Perfect's first game. I'm excited to see this. Tropy! Thank you for your Twitch Prime sub. That's very nice of you. And Azir. So no Corki shenanigans. Bard's going to be banned out versus Varus Azir. And no Nocturne either. Cassante not going to be an option into Udyr. Neither will the Gnar. Are we going to see any more AD Kennen? It's on the T1 Gen G series. Xin Zhao. And here we go. Support Hui.
lovely. Been totally ignored. Fair.
Rumble just makes it all the way through the draft into the Udyr.
With this, too much.
We'll have to wait.
Kind of surprising how many of the priority picks managed to make it through the draft in this game.
Well, there you go. Yeah, the custom. KT.
Perfect is the rookie from KT's development squad that they called up when Keen left the team. So him and Lucid, so Lucid is the jungler for D+, that's replacing Canyon, are both very hyped up players coming into the season. Like, they're the two most hyped up new rookies. Roy Stang! Thank you.
Don't get me started on like horizontal.
Is Hui a she?
Draft orientation for you know, that kind of stuff, but you know, I'm liking.
I don't know what Hui is. I have yet to experiment and play with Hui, so I'm not even sure of all 9 of Hui's abilities.
Esports works. Patches happen. The game changes.
Yeah, Udyr is very strong because right now if you max R first, W second, he has very good wave clear with his R and really good sustain with his W. And it's not just the LCK Hui debut; it's the professional Hui debut because he hasn't been played in LEC.
He has a decent amount of that. They kind of buffed his mana costs, so it doesn't cost as much to poke because it was on release like really.
This stream is Pog Champions. Yeah, it's only gonna get better, guys. Only gonna get better. We're still working on some upgrades to make things a little bit more fun and entertaining for you, and we're starting to get the VODs up on the Bangers Only channel, and we're going to get some edited VODs up on my main channel as well.
Part of that is because they invaded the jungle, tried to poke them out, and push them away, but yeah, going to be doing his best, picks up a Z for some control. And, I mean, this is what you would expect out of a lane.
So I'm curious about Hui, because, like, a lot of times you would see the Ezreal in, like, a poke lane, right? Hui, I know, does have some very long range with most of his abilities.
Even use your World Atlas to clear the minions to shove this wave. You don't have to always get the harass procs. It's worth more gold, but shoving this wave in feels fantastic. And you can see they're going to do just that. Now start to put pressure on the turret. Varus is usually a champion that actually.
It's something that KT obviously really wanted and prepared for here. What's up, Bundy? You love the LFN content? Great!
Bursting through Henna's health bar, and You know, the one weakness that Hui really has is even though he has a fear and a speed up, and a few different slows, like he is actually quite vulnerable. He doesn't have great escapes, but in this early phase of the lane, where there are no ganks coming through and Renata and Varus can't really match the damage, you do just kind of
Sitting in bed with a bowl of ice cream the last night of spring break. That's great. Well, we're going to be here. We're going to be here on my stream, so be sure to follow. Subscribe if you can. And we'll get all the content pumping out this year, guys. I'm on 6 podcasts now. Be streaming all the time. We back, baby.
Skull Crab. And that means that Willer is going to be spotted as well. So, yeah, having a lot of control, able to keep up the pressure on the bottom side. Pyosik just mirroring Willer. Is going to land the Q, goes in on it as well. Knows that Closer is very weak in the mid lane. Just wants to take the 1v1 and exert that pressure on in. Now Beryl does not care. Puts them together and
Hannah
moving forward. Gets the bailout.
He's still dead.
Up the first blood, immediately goes down though. And now
Worth, I guess?
On the run.
That was beautifully played by Henna and Execute, though. They see that the all-in is happening, and even with that double grab...
Thing is that the gold you lose, most likely from not CSing, is probably more than... Maybe it's the same as the difference between the gold that you get from the first blood. 100 gold.
Watch this one more time as Beryl does get the grab here, and Henna gets just at the nick of his last 100 health there, the bailout, and it's really well timed here from Execute. And that turns it into first blood for them, so it could have been the sticky situation. Now, nice kill for Varus. Still,
I don't know if you get minions in a turret quick enough. Yeah, that's fair. He did get XP though.
It's great because they made a lot out of kind of an unfortunate situation.
Got more XP for being the ADC in the solo lane. And some of the minions are just going to be denied through the wave killing them too.
Still a bit of an issue in the bottom side, as you mentioned. And, okay, looking for a player on a BDD who's just going to get grabbed by Execute, who's in mid lane. And even, wait, still a bit of an issue in the bottom side, as you mentioned.
Cute little roam. BDD thinks he's safe because Beryl's covering.
A player on a BDD who's just going to get grabbed by Execute, who's in mid lane. And even Hui is not able to help out this time around, so BDD just not expecting a Renata.
Is Hui picked banned at the moment? This is the first time he's ever been picked in professional play.
BDD goes down.
Is Twitch banned in Korea? Not yet. It's still working.
Trying to put some poke pressure on here in the mid lane, long range.
But that doesn't really matter because I have the power of VPNs.
A little bit high and dry as Execute comes over with the handshake, and sometimes CC is more valuable than a little bit of poke there, and that is going to be really bad news here for KT. Now, at least Pyosik is going to be able to pick up today's Stevens here in our second series on the top side. I'm really running with the gag. That's what we do here now.
Yeah.
If you missed the first series, we're doing a different name every day until we all decide as a team that we're tired of this joke.
Pyosik going to call them Void Bugs. I mean, that's what they are.
Yeah.
So.
But, of course, officially Steven in this case.
Yeah, officially Steven. You see, again, the poke is coming in, but Henna and Execute, I mean, it's also Varus Renata. As you were talking about this, by the way, dealing with kind of the proxying Rumble can very well, but it's still Udyr, and he doesn't really care at this point, especially with the Spectral Cal already.
BDD's coming
standing there.
Yeah, coming up too with ult.
It's so annoying because it increases your base regen as well.
It just doesn't happen.
Yeah, that wall is very...
These tags are unexpected, but not entirely false. They are entirely true.
Make something happen. Just speeds perfect up. But that's it.
Hand shook, but Execute goes for the bailout.
Which one of these is even partially false? None of them.
And does pick up on the ult from Death, so that's just going to be a 1-for-1.
Yeah, True Shot Barrage does have a decent channel time, so it was pretty easy for Henna to just sidestep that one away. Fairly optimistic play here.
I'm shocked we haven't seen more Udyr top or jungle. What do you mean? It was like perma pick ban in the Gen G versus T1 series. It's literally been 100% pick ban in all the LCK games I've watched so far.
So perfect will be just fine. I mean, again, Doran's Ring, Spectral Cal, you're not going to die unless you really overstay your welcome. Or get ganked by Xinjiao.
Some sort of discrepancy with Twitch being able to pay streams that were registered in Korea. Dude, I'm American. What Twitch doesn't want to do is send a bunch of video feeds to people in Korea. 0 of you watching right now are in Korea. They don't care about that. They care about paying for bandwidth that goes to Koreans, because the ISPs shake them down for bandwidth that goes over Korean ISPs. So they don't care if I'm an American with an American bank account streaming on a VPN from Korea. They don't care. It doesn't cost them anything.
Game state's a little bit wild at the moment, Valdez. Ezreal's got a kill. Varus has 2. Varus has a bounty despite being 20 CS down. We're going to go back to this play over here. Well, once again,
they don't build the AP Bruiser items. I think he's just much stronger as a tank. He doesn't need the AP Bruiser items.
He is, as Hannah said, the most aggressive support he's played with. Flash is
actually insane.
You know, Barrel and Depth say we have the damage here. And
dude, it's crazy.
He is, as Hannah said, the most aggressive.
I do like Junghoon just as a player. I had fun watching him last year on Astralis.
And if Hannah doesn't have 6 here,
He's certainly entertaining. He doesn't die to an auto here, though.
The most aggressive support he's played with. Flash is
actually insane.
With Bela.
Because the W won't proc with an auto. He has to hit an ability. And his Q, I guess, was on cooldown, / he was in the middle of the minion wave. He wouldn't die from an auto right there. He has like 120 HP or something like that.
It's almost like Executa said, okay, you want to put pressure on me. Well, I took that personally.
W procs on auto?
I'm just going to flash into you. Now, Deft had used
Does it? I thought it only procced on ability. If that's the case, then he would have killed him.
Pressure on me. Well, I took that personally, and I'm just going to flash into you. Now, Deft had used Arcane Shift, so there was an opportunity, but he was also
W procs on auto on structures. I know that.
That does work out again. At the end of the day, a 1-for-1, but it's still a 23 CS.
If you W a tower and you auto it, it procs. If you W a champion and you auto, it procs on auto. Okay, I guess that makes sense because I know it does on structures. And that's how you burst structures faster.
And it's gonna be a forced ult.
Yeah, I mean there was some pressure from bot side too, and he was in there pretty deep. Yoshik handling the pressure very easily.
This is a very high-octane game compared to some of the early games of our last.
There you go. It does. He might have been just out of auto range though.
Right now to Deft, because of that
Deft is like an Ezreal god, right?
And
so I bet he would have just autoed had he been in range. Udyr casually farming at tier 2. Yeah, I mean this is what happens. The proxying with this build is really severe.
He's gonna flash on him again.
2024 Power Spike episode win next Wednesday.
Yeah.
So we'll start next week.
It just feels like not fair. It just feels like you can't kill him.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do. It's like a better version of Sin.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. I think that Atlas actually...
Fox doesn't really have an answer for the Udyr. The Udyr can turn into a turd in the late game, though. I mean, we saw this in the Gen GT1 series, where, yeah, I mean, he can proxy a bunch and be kind of annoying, but he can also just do nothing in team fights in the mid and late game. And he's not very good at split pushing later.
Yeah, we don't really know what a rookern is. I've tried to look it up. It's not a real word.
Yeah, Wolf's right. I also tried to look up what a rookern was, and it's not. It's not a real word.
Yeah, we zoomed in on the icon as well. We're like,
yeah,
still unclear.
Not entirely.
We're just never gonna know.
I guess the concept art was made, and somebody just said, "I think that looks like a rooker," and someone was like, "I don't think that's real." I was like, "Yeah, it doesn't look like anything really. It's hard to know."
Let's just call it a rooker. That sounds good.
It's Kanik at least, you know.
Yeah.
As looks like we're going to see the Foxes take this first, or rather second Drake, excuse me, in.
Yeah, it's funny that with all of the pressure in the bottom side from Barrel and Death,
they're trading it for the 6 Void Grubs.
And of course, the first one was kind of a specific situation with a kill going away, but Koshik just going for the bubs, and they're gonna get 6.
Yeah, so that's kind of the trade we've been seeing today. But what play offers?
We might get Teemo in the LCK. I don't know about that. We'll probably get Brand Jungle at one point in time. It was banned against Canyon, and it is like the highest win rate jungler in Korean solo queue Diamond Plus right now.
That means we're running at the enemy.
So I bet you Gen G will try and style on some bad team with that pick.
Carry ahead, as he is going to continue to do here. In this case, is
nice flash.
He's going to flash. Little ults, little trade back. Willer's going over the wall. Doesn't expect
Nice kick.
Pyosik to be here. Q is going to miss from Pyosik, and now he's low. And
Oh,
there's a bunch
he's
of
trolling.
soldiers right on top of him. As BDD ults, little trade back. Willer's going over the wall.
W
Doesn't
kick.
expect Pyosik to be here.
Willer
Q
just
is
flashes on him. BDD can't provide damage. He's autoing him for no damage from outside of his in ults. He played himself, guys.
Willer so low, but he can't quite get on in there. A nice 2v2 win to the
Jin
side
built
of
Tunneler
FearX.
first, so he has more HP than I think they're used to. He's going Titanic Hydra, but he didn't
Thought he was trying to snipe the Xin Zhao, but
he didn't build the Tiamat first. He built the Tunneler first.
he did hit execute.
That is true.
So he hit something.
And that is going to allow a little bit more pressure.
You guys, this is not instilling massive faith in KT from me.
Ooh, yeah, he just has to back away. And yeah,
Looks Void Bubs. Steven's getting to work down here.
those little guys.
And that is what Hui will do for you. He will pressure, he will poke, he will burn. This ability here, which is, I believe, the QE.
Yes, it is volcanic eruption.
Yeah,
No, molten fissure. Sorry.
It's like a mini rumble ult, which really helps you push waves quite quickly. As BD oversteps here with the ultimate, expecting that Pyosik can make something happen off of it, but it's a little bit disjointed, and the Xin Zhao ultimate is just denying so much of that damage. Willer will sneak away with less than
Lives
100
because of Tunneler and Ruby Crystal.
I think even if the Q lands,
Tunneler has to be one of the stupidest new items, just like the name.
He does have Rift Maker,
So it gives you
is getting a little bit
HP
easier.
and attack damage, and it's like a little drill, and you just tunnel with it. Like, what is the theme of this item? I don't understand.
Yeah, not yet, of course, but still, usually
I don't understand why it's called Tunneler and is a little drill for what it does.
With your pick, of course. Let's try to out-sustain.
It provides 0 tunneling.
As I'm like, I need to look at the mini-map. I need to assess for a moment. Are we safe to speak? I think the answer is yes. As Execute is on the prowl. He has level 6.
He's got red buff.
Yeah, he's got red buff. He is going towards Herald. And they have total control here with Renata ultimate. It's going to be very difficult for KT to break through. No flash for Pyosik. BDD flashless as well.
Yeah, I'm not really sure how they're going to get into this river. Execute's taking some damage early on. Some nice poke comes in. Another Molten Fissure. Trying to open up in a lane into this one. Now Udir's just going to sprint at them. In goes Closer. Finds Barrel. That's a free way. And down he goes. Closer's taking a lot of damage, though. All just going to hit nothing. And Perfect is just a menace there in the pit. Execute getting low as well, but BDD is being hounded by 3 members.
He got the. This is such a fiesta. What the fuck is going on?
And they have total control here with Renata ultimate. It's going to be very difficult for KT.
Why are we throwing the game over Herald?
BDD flashless as well.
Yeah, I'm not really sure.
Like, why are we flipping the game over Herald? You don't want to fight this. They have a Rumble. Even though the Rumble ult is horrible. Like, they have Rumble Renata. And you're trying to fight them in the river? This is also very badly played by FearX. Closer goes in, finds Barrel. Barrel has no summoners, so he just dies. They get into the pit. Clear. My guy. I recognize that you're dying in the back of the pit here, but I mean, this ult is still trash. That ult is also trash. The Renata ult.
And down he goes. Closer's taking a lot of damage, though. All just going to hit nothing. And Perfect is just a menace there in the pit. Execute getting low as well, but BDD.
I like how Perfect actually has the situational awareness to punch the eye so Pyosik can come in and take the Herald.
3 members as they go back in. Pyosik looking for a kill on Navarez. And now with depth here, pretty healthy. Of course, the Rift Herald stolen by KT, but they can't get the eye.
The Renata and Rumble ults were so bad. That should have been such an easy team fight for FearX to win. But they split their focus so hard. Like, just let it go, man. Why is Clear, like, running around in the back? What is he doing? What is he doing? Why is he running around in the back of the pit while the rest of his team is collapsing on the support? Like right here, he just needs to walk the fuck out.
Just gonna sprint it, then in goes Closer, finds Barrel, that's a free way. And down he goes. Closers take a lot of damage though. Ult is gonna hit.
You need to group in the river so your Renata ult has value.
In the pit, Execute getting low as well, but BDD is being hounded by 3 members as they go back in. Pioshik looking for a kill on Navarez. And now with depth here, pretty
They invested so much in just killing Barrel, and then they ran around in circles with all the rest of their champions.
It is just going to be Fox to move away.
Can Def get his ult back and snipe? He's going to the minions. He has his ult now. Is he going to go for it?
Nah,
he doesn't have any vision. Could have been an opportunity.
Just use the void bubs.
Yeah, might as well just do that. Proc that on the turret here.
It's so funny that KT has a gold lead after this.
And try to continue to put that pressure on. This turret may very well go down if Willer doesn't do something about it.
Dude,
it's still thick and,
6 Void Grubs too strong, man. Holy shit.
Of this composition, yeah, you didn't have the cleanest fight on the Herald itself, but you know you can just chip away and then do more damage to the turrets. And KT's game plan has just been push, and push harder across mid lane, across bottom lane, and top lane with this Udyr pick. And it looked a little bit shaky as in live. You know, I'm not sure we can.
No replays allowed. Okay,
we need
more action.
But look, they focus down clear here, which gives an opportunity for Closer as Barrel is isolated. As
Why is Clear in the back of the pit?
Doesn't hit anybody with his ult and is very squishy. He goes down. Pioshik gets over the wall. Execute, being the crazy man that he is, trying to make plays happen here in the back line, gets enough shielding then to survive. Everybody's low, and then Def's like, well, I can't chase him, so I guess I'll push. As win here for FearX, but then also a huge win in terms of turret gold for KT.
Yeah, as we've seen, you know, T1 did a very good job, even though they actually lost the games where they had the 6 Void Grubs. But it was they played it really well.
I don't even know how that happened. Pretty safe the whole time. I feel like he could have gotten even more aggressive. I don't know what Execute is doing.
Dying.
Yeah. And Barrel's gonna get the kill. I don't even know how that happened. I thought Deft actually
Was it Comet that killed him?
We're talking about Deft. He's obviously very
dying.
Yeah.
What? Is it a dot that he applied?
Gotten even more aggressive. I don't know what Execute is doing.
Dying.
Yeah. And Barrel's gonna get the kill. I don't even.
I have no idea.
I thought Deft actually sniped him. So we're talking about Deft.
I have no idea what killed him.
He was kind of just standing his ground, doing a ton of damage, did very well in the 2v2.
It must have been a dot that he applied to him.
Pretty much tied for top farm in terms of CS, so it might
Quail,
just end up being
there you go.
Kind of the Deft versus Closer show here in the mid game.
I think it definitely will be. Now
It's just weird because it looked like it looks like the Ezreal killed him.
900 ahead, but
that looked really weird.
How much space can KT get on the map by pushing down these turrets? They have 2 turrets down now, and they can use that to try to get some additional vision and then make Udyr a big threat, a flanking threat that's difficult to react to with Execute. And Execute is not really a flank watcher so far in this game. He kind of is an engaged support. He says, no, we're not as engaged support. That's how I play this. Not advised, but if the vision game continues to kind of wear away here for the Foxes and KT Rolster can push through, can be a big problem for how they're going to set up for these upcoming Drake fights. As you can see, Barrel speeding Deft up there. That's part of the utility play offers. Willer.
Do I plan to cast for LCK again in the future? No. God, no. First off, that would be taking work from my friends who need the work. And second off, I have no desire to work for Riot. There's no point.
Chipping through the shields, I suppose, through the Guardian. And yeah,
I can have a better life just, you know, doing my own shit on LFN.
Throw a ball onto Lee Sin or Udyr, and then they can just kind of run at you, and then.
Yeah, there's a finite number of days of LCK casting, and you know, these guys need that to live.
Maybe they wanted to try to, with that true sharp barrage, get a little bit more control down there, and maybe try to push.
I think we'll see Kiana in LPL or LCK. Man, I've seen some of the Kiana jungle stuff, but it looks like it's fallen off. Like it was really hot right after the patch drop, but for whatever reason, it looks like it's fallen off a bit now.
Because he needs that turret for safety, whereas Azir has a lot more escape opportunities, has his ultimate, has flash, etc. Clear running Ghost in this game, and he's Rumble. So
Jack could actually have a big podcast if he didn't get in the game so late. Yeah, but that would require people like Jet to understand how to monetize podcasts, which they don't. So.
Be near this turret is just not allowed. He can at least use
Like,
his ultimate to clear
Travis
the
Gafford hasn't figured it out in like 10 fucking years, guys.
And this is one of the big problems that the Foxes are going to deal with for the rest of this game.
They keep trying to kill this Azir.
Those guys have no business chops at the podcast game.
Closer is very strong, and he has Leandri. So, you know, if they kept him around for a good 15 seconds, they probably could have eventually done it. As for now, Willer's just going to zone him off the turret. And we're going to trade sides of the map here. True Shot Barrage is trying to clear the wave. Doesn't do that anymore. So, yeah, just a turret in top side for the side of KT, a turret in bottom side for the side of FearX.
I mean, it's a lot of money for the Azir to grab that turret, but I feel like the outer turrets here are much more valuable for FearX because Rumble is going to find it very difficult to side lane, and Azir is okay on his own, but Udyr doesn't need turrets. He just runs. He'll run at you.
Do I think what is because of the volume of viewers?
Issue is, speaking of
running at people, clear in a lot of trouble. Tons of damage coming out from pretty much everyone as the
we're not ult hits nobody.
Not going to be quick enough. So they get in, they get out, and that's kind of what this composition does, right? Very mobile. You're throwing a ball onto Lee Sin again and just blowing someone up and getting out.
And Beryl has the ability to kind of help out with this. He has Shurelius, right, so he can speed people up. He has a bunch of burst damage because he went Zazax, which is, you know, our rarest support item, but that's what you want to build on Hui. But Beryl can kind of help set these up here.
Why is it that others haven't figured out how to make money off podcasts? Look, my guy, I can't answer why people don't do things or don't know things. I can't know why everyone doesn't know anything. You know what I mean?
The Fox are just losing a ton of map control.
They bad at business?
Azir is way bigger than Orianna in this game, but the problem is that I just don't know if this Rumble is going to be relevant. He will eventually get Leandri, so will eventually hit big ultimates. The cooldown is low.
I mean, Travis was really reliant on his friend Kelby May, who used to work at Loaded, to get him sponsorships. And as far as I know, that's the only agency that reps him. And honestly, like, his content doesn't do big enough numbers to justify like being repped on its own. You know, it's one of the advantages we have with Last Free Nation is that we have a lot of different podcasts, you know what I mean, across different games and stuff. So it's a lot easier for us to sell because we just have more available inventory. And Kelby no longer works for Loaded, so I have no idea how he's going to get sponsors now.
Always are.
I mean, it's Beryl. It's what you take the good and you take the bad. But he got him massively ahead, and now Do Baron. It is.
This is such a psycho Baron. Why are we doing this? You can't do this fast enough. Especially not with Henna. He's the on-hit Varus, and he's not autoing it. Okay, they're trolling.
I mean, he's just slowed forever. He has to flash away. And that is not the way they envisioned this Baron attempt.
Push mid, go Drake.
Loses ult and flash, and they will lose the Baron. Henna also dropping ult in this exchange, and that should just be double.
How many views do you need foreplay to sustain to consider it a success? Well, I mean, obviously, I'd love to get a fucking 100,000 views an episode on that podcast. But, you know, part of what we're doing with Elephant is we're just building things up slowly. Right? You know, there's a lot of competition in the film and TV space, but we think if we put out a big product for long enough and we're consistent in it and we keep it up, we'll keep on growing the product. I mean, we have grown foreplay. The Culture channel is our fastest growing channel right now. So you just got to keep hammering away at it. I mean, it can't make much money right now, but let's see how it is in a year or two. You guys started less than a year ago. We've done 20 episodes. Yeah, it's like 6 months ago. And we're already at like 10,000-ish podcast downloads an episode. Which isn't a lot for us, obviously, but to go from 0 to 10,000 in a field that we are not known as, you know, popular content creators in, I think is pretty good. Fastest growing in flat views or percent of growth? Fastest growing in flat, both. Percent of subscribers and flat subscribers.
KT can just sit here and say, you're not doing Baron. We know. And you
Yeah, and the ceiling's really high. It's just about chipping away at it over time and not quitting. We know we have good content on there.
And just starting to take little pieces of the jungle away now, too. Really frustrating here as the map just kind of becomes unplayable slowly here for FearX. With no flash for Willer, tough for him to get in and make an impact in this game. And you're just never going to get control. Pioshik now says, all right, clear a step pretty far forward. Hope he's got support. Now he's got to leave. He's got to back away. And then Deft's on the other side.
Thank you, Righteous JK. Appreciate it.
The scuttle. And it's just this constant tug of war that FearX is not getting crushed in, but they're losing slowly. Feels like the life is being squeezed out of them.
Yeah, not really able to utilize some of the carry potential of the Azir. Hard to lock down.
Loving the league season / content coming back. Hope all is well with the fam. Yeah, it's going good. I am extremely tired, so I'm a bit out of it, guys. Sorry. Also, not as caught up on the season changes as I would have liked to have been coming into the season because the baby came right as the patch dropped. So that was pretty annoying. But, you know, we'll get back into it slowly.
He's got his Rookern, he's got Jack shows.
Really enjoyed the T1 versus Gen G game the other day. This game is kind of hilarious and surprisingly close.
Showing up again.
That TP is so short. I mean, what does that really do? It pushes them away.
Got a Shirelia's cooldown? Yeah.
The thing is that Fox can actually do the Baron super fast if they're all in it with the Azir and the on-hit Varus.
A toolkit. They have a composition.
Yes, the Monty cooking streams are in hiatus, both because I don't have all my cameras in Korea with me, so it would be very hard for me to do that. I do love those. If I could just do that full time, that'd be amazing. Did I watch any of the T1 Challengers games? No, I don't care about that.
Maybe somebody walks too far forward, and I could look for a scoop. But otherwise, they're like, we got to stay back. You know, Rumble can't push out far. He's got teleport, but what does it mean when Udyr also has that matching teleport on the other side?
Ooh, nice job by Clear to kind of root that Lee Sin out because Pioshik, we know what kind of player he is. He's absolutely gonna look for that angle, but it's rooted out, and no Varus deaths just yet.
Cookie vids are super saturated. Yeah, of course they are, but I can do it better.
We're 26 minutes in, 13 kills. You know, it was a lot of action early.
My cooking streams were like the best cooking streams on Twitch, guys. That was in my first shot.
Minions and trying to fight that vision game, and every time FearX goes to the other side to clear things up,
I was in my first attempt, guys.
Back and forth, and this next Drake fight in 65 seconds here could be the one that
the production value on those was bananas
for one of these two teams, but it's really just going to be about whether or not Closer can make something happen here. It's just so difficult against this Ezreal, who now has Amal Malmortius available for some extra protection here.
Yeah, I like what FearX are doing.
Plus, I've made it, unlike many people who do cooking content, I've made a career of doing live, unscripted commentary that hopefully is entertaining and informative. So I think I can just objectively do cooking streams better because I am also a very good cook. So I had great production value, skill at cooking, and skill at being entertaining live.
I mean, he's not able to put pressure on the turret, so he does finally get a chance to walk back down here. And FearX, the timing of this doesn't work out because the Drake hadn't spawned yet, unfortunately, but they did abandon BDD, but now he's here. Now we're going to see Sparks fly here in just a moment. They lose Prio. This doesn't been ignoring Closer for now. I mean, he's not able to put pressure on the turret.
FearX actually just has to maintain control in the river. Like, they have to maintain choke control with the Azir.
FearX, the timing of this doesn't work out because
like they want to push this out, but they can't just give up all the ground that they have. Because it's very hard for them to muscle in. You want people to walk into you when you have Renata ult, right? You want people to walk into Sand Soldiers.
Yeah, it's like they're like, well, maybe they'll start Dragon and we can do Baron. We have a Sundisk, but got no control. It's the Sundisk you want to have on the enemy turret, not on your own with these types of compositions. As now Pioshik could say the rest of the team covers Baron, I solo Dragon, and you get nothing. You lose. It's the Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
Good day, sir.
All right, they're gonna see it. But
I guess Fox just wants to give up everything for free.
Now we see the Hail Mary.
How are they allowed to do this? Guys, how are they allowed to do it? This is illegal. You have ult up. You have flash up, ult up, ghost up, flash, ult. You can't just... What the fuck is this? There's 5 of you right here. Fucking do something. They're clearing Baron vision. Udyr's walking bot. Lee Sin is doing Drake. And there's fucking 5 of you here. Pooping back and forth forever. You know that? Pooping back and forth forever, like this. This is so bad.
I guess.
Holy shit, these guys deserve to lose.
Here. About half his health bar, not sure how that happens. Probably just some Varus poke and such. I love how Deft is never scared to arcane shift forward. That can be very...
Holy moly. Dude, the K-Ram is real. These guys have no idea what to do. Look at, let's just watch the macro here. This is so disgusting.
I mean, he's not able to put pressure on the turret, so he does finally get a chance to walk back down here. And FearX,
like, KT's playing well. They can't really engage onto Deft because he has arcane shift and flash. But it is 1000% illegal to let them do Dragon, walk Udyr bot, and clear Baron at the same time.
Yeah, it's like, they're like, well, maybe they'll start Dragon and we can do Baron. We have a Sun Disc, but...
Food of Sichuan by Fuchsia Dunlop. Hell yeah, I have that book. It's great. That's how I learned how to cook Sichuan food. That book is amazing. That cookbook.
The rest of the team covers Baron, I solo Dragon, and you get nothing. You lose. It's the Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
Good day, sir.
All right, they're gonna see it, but it's too late.
They're 1,000 gold ahead.
And yeah.
Somebody have some balls. Balls.
About half his health bar, not sure how that happens.
Balls. Somebody have balls. Big balls. Go in. Balls. Somebody on Fox have balls.
And he's got teammates, so feeling safe enough to put on the pressure. That he does. He's going to push closer back, and really nothing gains here for
no
FearX.
Balls.
Kind of hanging out.
Consider Ezreal is already insanely low cooldown, so what those can do to play as well. When you have 3 Hextech Dragons stacked up as well, Udyr also is just like, I could press all my buttons all the time.
He's every form at once.
Perfect. We're going to find out how good at piano he is with only 4 keys. Yeah, he is everything, always, everywhere at once.
Yeah. Whatever
the title of that movie is, I didn't watch it. I heard it was good.
Same.
I'll watch it one day, but I'm not into it yet. It's just a slow and painful death. Like, KT is an anaconda, and unfortunately the Foxes are getting squeezed out.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the gold, it doesn't look that big of a gap, but if you look at the Dragons, it tells another story. And also, if you've been watching the last 10 minutes, I know we haven't had a lot of team fights. Some of our viewers have, taken a little nap. That's okay, but keep in mind that KT are just kind of getting everything, and they're controlling the map at this point in time. Doesn't mean that FearX are out of it, but certainly it does feel like once they go for something, KT will be ready to pounce.
Yeah, and I think KT also, they're playing it slow because they know if they overextend, that's the one way they lose this game, is a closer gets a big ult.
Okay, that's Flash out of Renata, but that's also Shockwave down for the fight.
Dude, the only thing they know how to do is 50-50 a Baron.
It's gonna be a smite fight, and it goes to Pyosik. Don't do that.
This game is so stupid, guys.
As now Closer going in, just gets the flash out of BDD, as Pyosik gets a massive kick, as the health bar is super low. Closer is a one-man army, but so is Perfect. Take a look at this Udyr. You cannot kill him. As in goes Willer, one last attempt. He does take out BDD, but now it's just Closer again, and it's felt like that for a large part of this game, as Sundick's disc does come up.
Sundick.
Closer is actually the one guy who's able to fight against Udyr, but it feels a bit short-lived as Udyr's doing almost more damage to him. Then Closer, as Closer goes back in, eats a stun to the face, and now with the range will take out Perfect. And at least they get one kill.
We're really testing the limits of this Udyr right there. Nice try. Barrel also trying to get the long range snipe there, but a little bit too slow. So they put it all
KT is like accidentally winning this game, guys. They're winning this game because they get to do whatever the fuck they want.
One chance where their group, where they have prio, where they have a chance, and they still can't hold that prio. They still can't keep Piostrek from getting into the pit. He's a Lee Sin. Even though Willer has one of the fastest smite trigger fingers in the LCK, even he can't win this 50-50.
Why? But why are they doing it?
On this. So you've got to decide, do I want to zone?
Dude, Henna isn't autoing the Baron for either of these Barons at the start.
Look at the gap close so quickly.
You have to have the on-hit Varus autoing the Baron.
When the smite comes through, the health bars are so low, you are just almost never.
Henna is just CC'd forever, dude.
This fight. Henna has a bailout, but if you've got a Udyr on top of you, as far as you know, it's not going to end well. The Renata ultimate here, almost burn a burn. In this case, they go up for the burn, and look at the.
What the fuck is Clear doing?
For KT, Perfect isn't even here, and when the smite comes through, the health bars are so low.
Is he running away? So he uses Ghost. Hold up, Clear. You are a coward. Are you running away from the E forward Ezreal? You're just going to use Ghost and try and dodge skill shots and run around in a circle and shoot a harpoon and then run at him. I guess he did force his flash eventually.
It came a point.
That played that well, to be fair. Yeah, Clear doesn't have Rumble out that whole time because he used it earlier. When did he use it?
Of our viewers have, does feel okay. That's flash out of Renata, but that's also Shockwave down for the fight. Willer, though, again, he's just getting poked out on the team. He's just in the front. He's going to throw up that one. It's going to be a smite fight, and it goes to Piostrek. Don't do that against this guy. He's going to hit it as now Closer
Wait,
going in. Just
he has Rumble the whole time?
As Piostrek gets a massive.
Wait a second.
It does take a little look that big of a gap.
Does he just not use it?
It tells another. KT.
I think KT also, they're playing it slow because they know if they overextend, that's the one way they lose this game is if Closer gets a big ult.
Okay, that's flash out of Renata, but that's also Shockwave down for the fight.
I'm trying to figure out what happened to this Rumble ult.
Again, he's just getting poked out.
He just doesn't use it.
In the front. He's going to throw up that one. It's going to be a smite fight.
I get confused because this looks like some Rumble. Like, my problem with Hui is that this ability, his fissure ability, looks similar to Rumble ult under certain skins.
Don't do that against this guy. He's going to hit it as now Closer going in just gets the flash out of BDD as Piostrek gets a massive kick as the health bar super low. Closer is a one-man army, but so is Perfect. Take a look at this.
Yeah, I know that's the Hui. That's what I'm saying. The Hui fissure looks like Rumble ult, but it's not.
But now it's just Closer.
Dude, I don't know what the fuck Clear is doing this game. This guy is getting bopped. It could be a spectator error. It could have been a spectator error, or look, it's his first pro game. Like, it could be nerves, but if you have ult and you have Ghost up and you see Deft just fucking coming at you like this, like, at least use it on Deft. Like, just run at him. He only has flash left. You have Ghosts. You can slow him with harpoons and ult. Look, he almost kills him anyway if he drops ult. Ugh.
Super low. Closer is a one-man army, but so is Perfect. Take a look at this Udyr. You cannot kill him.
Is when they go to the replay, Rumble ult is on CD. Yes, I know it's on CD, guys, but I know it's on CD in the replay, but the cooldowns in the replay are bugged as fuck a lot of the time. It's the replay that has the fucking fucked up cooldowns.
All right, they're gonna see it, but it's too little.
I mean, he has ult this whole time. He never uses ult. His ult would be up by now.
And I think KT also, they're playing it slow because they know
this fight happens at 29:54. He has ult up here. That's a minute and a half earlier. I think he never uses it. I think the replay is bugged. That says it's on cooldown because he never uses it ever.
Not sure.
We literally rewinded a minute and a half. He's got it the whole time.
Yeah. Whatever the title of that movie is, I didn't watch it. I heard it was good.
Same.
I'll watch it one day, but not in. Or Key Udyr also is Ezreal's
feeling safe.
There is no replay before the Baron.
Yeah.
The Anaconda, and unfortunately the Foxes are getting squeezed.
He just never
out.
uses it, guys.
I mean, if you look at the gold, it doesn't look that big of a gap, but if you look at the dragons, it tells another story. And also, if you
Like, I get why he didn't want to ult Deft.
Team fight. Some of our viewers have, taken a little nap. That's okay, but keep in mind that KT are just kind of getting everything.
But honestly, if your job,
doesn't mean that FearX are out of it, but certainly it does feel like
if your job is on the back of the pit being Rumble, you kind of just have to use your ult at some point.
Also, they're playing it slow because they know if they overextend, that's the one way they lose this game. Is a closer gets a
You got to Sherlock Holmes on these replays to investigate whether an ult was used. Yeah, because it's fucking broken in the replay, so I have to go back and make sure that it was actually used. So disgusting.
As now Closer going in, just gets the flash out of BDD as Pyosik gets a massive kick as the health bar super low. Closer is a one-man army, but so is it as
I mean, he could also just lay it down right here, right? And at least it would isolate. It would isolate perfect. He could have killed Pyosik as well.
It's a massive kick as the health bar super low. Closer is a one-man army, but so is perfect. Take a look at this Udyr. You cannot kill him. As in goes Willer, one last attempt. He does
What a fucking turd of a game, guys.
It's just Closer again, and it's felt like that for a large part of this game as Sundik's disc does come up, and Closer is actually the one guy who's able to fight against Udyr, but it feels a bit short-lived as Udyr's doing more damage to him than Closer is.
From getting into the pit.
So Closer had an ult. Maybe he's like, he must be nervous, guys. Like, he had that fucking crazy ult in the Rift Herald at the back, too. Like, he isolated himself. See, I know this says that his ult is down, but it's not down.
So you've got to decide, do I want to zone or do I want to burn this Baron? Turn or burn? In this case, they got for the burn, and look at the gap close so quickly here for KT. Perfect isn't even here, and when the smite comes through, the health bars are so low, you are just almost never, ever in any world going to win this fight. Henna has a bailout, but if you've got a Udyr on top of you, as far as you know, it's not going to end well.
All right.
Like,
Get me out. Get me out.
It wasn't a good idea, but it was maybe.
Okay, I don't need to see that replay.
And there you go. Now KT have the Baron. They're up 5,000 gold, 3 Hextech Drakes, another one about to spawn in 1 minute. So they can try to use this Baron timer. About 30 seconds to get.
You don't see what else they can do besides start an objective? Yeah, they have to start an objective, but you need to get control of the chokes. Like, how is it? Yes, you absolutely have to start an objective with this composition, right? But you have to control the choke points so they can't walk in. You should have sand soldiers there, right? If they walk in, you should be able to Renata ult them or Rumble ult them. Or clog the choke with Xin Zhao during ult, right? They don't do any of that. What they do is they start an objective or they stand in the river and then they just back up. They don't control the chokes at all.
And it would eventually have gotten worn down, so they had to hope they win this Baron fight somehow miraculously, and it brings them back into the game. It didn't. And that's basically the last nail in the coffin here for Foxes in this first game. As you mentioned, the Drake is spawning here.
The problem is they have no balls.
Nice pick here on a Pyosik, but pretty tanky on this Lee Sin. He's going to get away for now as the rest of KT comes in and will help out against this one Closer. A massive burst as he does on a Pyosik.
He did drop his ult this time. On to Deft.
He's going to get away for now as the rest of KT comes in and will help out.
God, Execute's fucking. His Kalista ults have also been tragic this game. I mean, look at this one.
So much damage coming out right now. Nice pick here on a Pyosik, but pretty tanky on this Lee Sin. He's going to get away for now as the rest of KT comes in.
That's not how you use that ult, Junghoon. That ain't how you do it. You don't shoot it in the wolf pit. You control corridors. Get me out. Get me out. This team is shit.
Had a nice little stand, but at the end of the day, it's Udyr on top, and Willer's not going to be able to do enough here. BDD and Barrel partners in crime. They take the ace, and that'll be the end of the game.
12 out of 15 kill participation for this way that got deft ahead. There were some errors by Barrel, but KT came into this first game with a very clear plan. They wanted to push top, they wanted to push bottom, and set up for a Void Grub situation where they could just
Have the
Well, I guess it's just a free win, you know?
Mid, like early mid game, but after that, just
Get me
felt
out.
pretty
Get me out.
suffocating for them.